The autumn mist clung to the cobblestones of Hollow Creek, a forgotten village nestled deep within the Appalachian mountains. Sheriff Brody, a man hardened by years of dealing with meth heads and stray dogs, found himself facing something far more unsettling. It began with the disappearances. Two teenagers, Sarah Jenkins and Mikey O'Connell, vanished without a trace, leaving behind only whispered rumors and a growing sense of dread. Brody, a widower haunted by the ghost of his late wife, dismissed the initial reports as teenage rebellion. But when old Mrs. Hawthorne, a woman known for her unsettling visions and unsettling collection of taxidermied crows, reported seeing a smiling shadow near the abandoned Blackwood Manor, a chill ran down his spine. The Blackwood Manor. Even the name conjured images of decay and despair. Local legend claimed the house was cursed, haunted by the Blackwood family, who had met a gruesome end within its walls a century ago. Driven by it on the knees, Brody decided to investigate. He drove up the long, winding driveway, the headlights of his cruiser cutting through the oppressive fog. The manor loomed before him, a gothic monstrosity of crumbling stone and shattered windows. As he approached the front door, he noticed something peculiar. A single crimson rose lay on the porch steps, freshly cut. Inside, the air was thick with the stench of mildew and decay. Dust motes danced in the slivers of moonlight that penetrated the boarded-up windows. Brody drew his sidearm, the metallic click echoing through the silent halls. He moved cautiously, his boots crunching on shards of broken glass. In the grand ballroom, he found a macabre tableau. A shattered mirror lay on the floor, surrounded by pools of what appeared to be dried blood. And etched into the wall, in what looked like fresh blood, was a single, chilling word: smile. As he examined the inscription, a whisper brushed against his ear. "Am I pretty?" He whirled around, gun raised, but found nothing. Just the oppressive silence and the feeling of being watched. He dismissed it as his imagination, the product of the decaying atmosphere and the unsettling rumors. But then he heard it again. A soft, pleading voice, laced with an undercurrent of malice. "Am I pretty now?" This time, it was closer. He spun around, his heart pounding in his chest. And then he saw her. Standing in the shadows, near a darkened doorway, was a woman. Her face was obscured by the gloom, but he could make out the outline of her figure. She wore a tattered, blood-stained dress, and her long, dark hair hung down, concealing her features. As she stepped into the moonlight, Brody recoiled in horror. Her face was disfigured, scared with a hideous, unnatural grin that stretched from ear to ear. A Glasgow Grin. A smile that promised only pain and death. "What do you think?" she crooned, her voice arrested by a whisper. "Am I pretty?" Brody, paralyzed by fear, could only stare. The woman glided towards him, her movements unnatural, almost ethereal. He noticed a pair of rusty shears glinting in her hand. "I had a little accident," she said, her voice dripping with false sweetness. "But I can fix you. I can make you pretty too." Brody finally found his voice. "Stay back," he shouted, his hand trembling as he aimed his gun. But the woman only laughed, a high-pitched, chilling sound that echoed through the manor. "You can't stop me," she hissed. "No one can," he fired. The bullet struck her chest, but she didn't even flinch. She simply continued to advance, her eyes burning with malevolent glee. He fired again and again, but the bullets passed right through her, leaving no mark. This was no ordinary woman. This was something else. Something supernatural. He knew he was outmatched. He turned and fled, scrambling through the darkened hallways, the woman's laughter ringing in his ears. He burst out of the manor and into the fog-shrouded night, not stopping until he reached his cruiser. He sped away, leaving the cursed manor behind. But he knew he couldn't escape her. He knew she would follow him, haunt him, until he chose to succumb to her twisted game. Back at the manor, the woman stood in the doorway, watching him disappear into the fog. In her hand, she held a crimson rose, stained with blood. She smiled, a hideous, unnatural grin that stretched across her scared face. "He'll be back," she whispered. "They always come back." The disappearances continued in Hollow Creek. Some say the woman still roams the mountain roads, searching for victims, forever asking the same question: "Am I pretty?" Sheriff Brody, now a broken man, spends his days drinking himself into oblivion, haunted by the memory of her face and the chilling sound of her laughter. He hears her voice in the wind, sees her face in the shadows, and he knows, with a certainty that chills him to the bone, that she's still out there, waiting for him, waiting for everyone. The Glasgow Grin never forgets. One cold morning, Mrs. Hawthorne, while tending her garden, discovered a single crimson rose lying on her doorstep. She knew. She just knew. She looked up towards the Blackwood manor, a vacant, knowing expression on her face. As the mist swirled around her, she could almost hear the woman's voice, a soft, pleading whisper carried on the wind. "Am I pretty now?" The rose remained, a silent promise, a chilling reminder that some scars never heal, and some smiles are meant to kill.